We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Yeah, this is Everton Blender, and it's all about the young police from Jamaica, seeing Young Police Channel. Big up yourself, Everton Blender said that. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Blessed love, Rastafari.
Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon member. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. I always say, just always look to your LCD. Right now, you're looking at a man. Yeah, man. He's wanted. He was wanted by Huntsville Police. That's where we used to work. And yeah, man. And he has been sent. He had received his one-way ticket to the departure lounge. And we at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we celebrate, that this man had, Andrew Powell, known as Bounty, had accepted his. Went and checked in at the departure along with his ticket, one-way ticket, no cancellation, no refund, no delay, straight flight. So another passenger, we love that. Yeah, so the phrase the departure alone has become a euphemism for when known criminals are finally dealt with, often violently. And it reflects a growing sentiment in Jamaica and other places where crime is rampant. A sense of relief, if not outright celebration, when dangerous individuals are removed from the streets, whether through arrests or lethal force. The case of Andrew Powell, who was wanted for murder and killed in a shootout with police, is one such example, where people feel that justice has been served and that a community is safe as a result. However, this reaction, the celebration of a criminal's death, raises deep question about the state of society and its values. While it's understandable to feel relief when a known killer is no longer a threat, the fact that such extreme measures are often the only recourse speaks to the failure of a broader system. And why we say that kind of thing is just that we know that the Jamaican system is skewed towards criminals. Criminals, they're not held accountable for their crimes. They are the ones who are treated like victims, and the victims have no rights in Jamaica. Most of the times you have people out there defending the murderers, especially Jamaican for justice. Yeah, so this is the only way that the people, victims of crime and survivors, can get justice, and it's through the police, not the system, because them don't hang murderers. So the police have to use defensive tactics to protect them life, because these are killers. And we see it all in America, where the Jamaicans them come here in America and kill even all FBI agents in New York, Miami, and them kill police officers, state trooper, murder them, even in Canada. I used to work with a guy. We were at the Jamaica Police Academy together too. His name is Dave Laws. Murder Canadian state trooper in Canada, in Calgary. Yes, and he received life imprisonment. Ex-police that kill a police officer in Canada. So don't feel like these are normal people, but yet we have black people down there defending them. So Jamaica's celebration of sending killers to the departure alone reflects a cultural moment where, rather than rooting out the cause of crime, the focus has shifted to its violent resolution. So that's the only way we can solve the crime. When you kill, the police come and send you to the departure alone. We don't care. We just want to know, so you're off of the street for good, you can't come back. So in a society where criminals are often idolized and revered, it's no surprise that their violent ends are similarly dramatized. The concept of sending to the departure lounge, implying that death is the final, inevitable answer to crime. But it also feeds into the cycle of violence that had gripped Jamaica for decades. So, violence solved by using violence. There's no other way you can solve it. You can't, babysit these people. Criminals, you can't tame them. Murderers. The reality is that when one criminal is killed, there was always another waiting in the wings to take his place. The system remains unchanged, and the glorification of both their criminality and their death continue to desensitize people to the real damage being done to society. In many ways, celebrating the death of killers like Powell is a direct consequence of a culture that already celebrated their lives. When communities honor criminals through lavish funerals, social media posts, and even songs, their deaths become the final act of a twisted play, where violence is the main script. While it may feel like victory in the moment, the deeper issue remains unsolved. So some people that say, boy, why we are celebrating the death instead of life? This brings us to a critical question. Why is there a celebration of death instead of life? The departure of a criminal like Andrew Powell may temporarily ease the sense of danger in a community. But in celebrating his demise, there is an implicit acknowledgement that life itself has been cheapened. For every person like Powell who is sent to the departure lounge, there are countless innocent lives lost, families torn apart, and communities left grappling with the trauma of violence. In the long run, these deaths only serve to further entrench a culture where life is not valued. And that's what's going on in Jamaica. They don't value life in Jamaica. And where the rule of law is constantly undermined by vigilante justice or police shootouts. Police have to defend themselves, and we support the police and the security force. So Jamaican ancestors fought for freedom, dignity, and equality. Yet the modern culture of glorifying killers and celebrating their deaths is a stark betrayal of these principles. It is a call to reevaluate the values that have taken root in contemporary Jamaican society, and to find a new ways to address crime without feeding into the same cycle of violence that has been perpetuated for so long. So some people say we need a path forward, rejecting glorification of criminality. If Jamaica is ever to break free from the grip of violence, it must begin to rejecting the glorification of criminality, and by extension the celebration of their death. We have to celebrate the death of criminal them, to make them see we not like honor, whilst them circle and constitute and mourn, and we happy because they are problem, they are pariahs. These are people like, they are chinks, them breed like chinks, stink. So there must be a shift in focus from merely removing individuals from the streets to addressing the systemic issues that create criminals in the first place. And we always have to give a context about the work to visit them. Lack of education is not the problem. Unemployment is not the problem. The deep-rooted corruption that allows these problems to persist. The problem is that it's the mindset. In Jamaica, them glorify, them normalize criminality and desensitize the people. Make the people them feel like you're growing up, especially in a community where I'm from, where you see people who are known killers being idolized and looked up to as role models. In a normal society, these people are supposed to be seen as pariahs, and they should be shunned, not given put them on in a pedestal or give them any lavish funerals. But it's the same communities that doing it. So that's why we, as law-abiding citizens, have to reject them. That's why we cannot allow these people to continue unchecked. Communities must come together to celebrate their life, to uplift those who contribute positively, and to demand that the government invest in meaningful solutions that go beyond policing and violence. This includes fostering opportunities for young people to find purpose outside of gangs and crime, improving access to education and mental health service, and restoring a sense of hope in the areas We celebrating the death of killer is a victory. Not only in the moment, but for, we know same gone. But, some people say about it does nothing to prevent the next generation from following their footsteps. I would say, continue, because you're going to end up at the same place, at the departure lounge. So by shifting the narrative away from glorifying both criminality and its violence resolution, Jamaica can begin to honor the legacy of its ancestor in a way that truly promises peace, dignity, and respect for life. So when we have a white man named Michael Manley who impart criminality to us as Jamaican people, and we still live through it right now, and now we have a big belly white man from England who I promote it big time. So as we tell us, the killing of Andrew Powell, also known as Bounty, a wanted man from Unspear police area, and he was on St. Andrew South police wanted list, highlights a disturbing, deep-rooted problem in Jamaican society. Ones that glorify criminals, and in doing so, dishonors the legacy of our ancestors who fought for justice, dignity, and peace. Powell's death occurred during an armed confrontation with the police in Spanish Town, an area notorious for criminal activities and gang violence. However, his death is not just another statistic. It speaks to a wider issue plaguing Jamaica. How crime has been normalized and even celebrated, a practice that has eroded the moral and cultural fabric of the rich country. Michael Manley is the man responsible for this. Jamaica's high crime rate is often tied to systemic issue. It now have nothing to do with poverty, it's just mindset. Everybody wants to make duppy. Everybody wants to kill another human being. Self-hatred, low self-esteem, no love. And that is what I feel. A man don't see himself in another black man. And then the same moment them help perpetrate the culture of killing of others. So however, beyond these structural factors, there's a troubling cultural dynamic where criminals are revered and even idolized. This normalization of violence is rooted in decades of political patronage, gang warfare, and the absence of effective governance. The last time we have an effective government in Jamaica, 1980, October to February 1989, which allowed criminal figures to in which criminal figures could not amass power and influence at the expense of the lawful authority. Them couldn't do that. Edward Seaga was the best man to deal with them. In many communities, criminals like Andrew Powell are viewed not just as a outlaw but as a protector or benefactors. Their exploits, often involving murder, extortion and drug trafficking, are romanticized in a way that betray a lack of respect for human life. People who engage in violent acts are lauded in music, local folklore, and even funeral processions, where their deaths are treated as tragic losses rather than just a consequence of criminal lifestyle. The case of Andrew Powell is emblematic of this troubling cultural trend. Despite being wanted for murder, Powell likely commanded a certain level of respect and reverence in his community, especially as someone who lived by the gun. The shootout that led to his death underscore how entrenched criminality has become in Jamaica, with even individuals and gangs brazenly confronted law enforcement without fear of consequences. Because them know the community will come out in support of them and tell upon the police they murder them, cold-blooded, wicked people them, vile people them. So Spanish Town, the location of Powell's death, has long been a hotbed of criminal activity in Jamaica. Spanish Town used to be a nice place to live, work and all of these things, because when I was a young man, as a teenager, training and even as a police training at the Jamaica Police Academy, I could have go, like on a Sunday night, go to Spanish Town, Act 3 Club and all of these things, have fun, you understand? And then the next thing is that, with all of these things, with these people, crime, it wasn't that rampant then. You could have, I could have go, Spanish Town as a police recruit, go to a club, and then walk back to the police academy. You can't do that now. You even go to Greendale. Trust me, because you have Klansman gang that are from Jones Avenue. I know policemen who have children that are from Jones Avenue. One of them we were carried together, him a lawyer. His name is Devon Down in Westmoreland, yeah man. And we used to be close, but it goes to show you, when people deviate and them are criminal minded and involved in a criminality, I just saw it go unexposed. So he was one of them who know that another criminal ex-police, Christopher, brother J. Ebert, he live in Atlanta, Georgia, old deportee, convicted from Canada. I know him an American citizen. Yes, so you understand. Another criminal that will receive clean fingerprint record from the Jamaican government and become an American citizen in America. So him now say he want to kill me because I don't support criminality. So thanks to Devon Dargon. So him have children him have almost 2 kids him have born in Jones Avenue. I know him with another one named Keith Samuels, Rufus, thief that too. Thief me tape and me a young police at Clarendon. So he must say run taxi now and live in Jones Avenue with the same woman we married to. All corals now, coral bunkers. Thief. Keith Samuels, yes. So moving on. So Jamaican colonial era, the era has since descended into chaos, becoming a battleground for rival gangs. The names of these gangs such as Klansman and one other have become synonymous with terror, extortion and violence. These groups often exert influence over entire communities, collecting taxes in the form of extortion from business and residents, while simultaneously claiming to offer protection from rival groups. In many cases, individuals involved in criminal activities like Powell are seen as key players in maintaining a fragile peace within their territories. Their ability to enforce their own brand of law and order allows them to gain the support or at least the compliance of local residents. Over time, this dynamics creates an environment where violence becomes normalized and even celebrated. What this makes this cultural celebration of criminals even more distressing is that the way it dishonors Jamaica's historical legacy of fighting for justice and equality. Jamaican ancestors like people like Marcus Garvey, Sam Sharp, Paul Bogle fought against a system of oppression that denied their people freedom, dignity and the right to self-determination. They risked their lives to create a society where future generations could live in peace and harmony. And guess what? A 2 white men betray we, 2 cousins, Norman Washington Manley and Sir Alexander Bustamante. 2 white men go to England, create the constitution and turn Jamaica into an independent country, and we become one of the worst island as a part in the Caribbean. If Jamaica did still remain under the British monarch, would be a better place, just like Cayman wouldn't be the criminals' paradise and the murder capital of the world. 2 white men, cousin. The black people never involved in the constitution. So that's why we say, well, if you become a republic, black people must contribute to it. I say black attack poor people. That's every political representative must live in a constituency. We can't make the same people them where I both slave them and them same one go write the constitution and them make sure them protect themselves so that them don't live amongst the people. Or if you represent the people and you don't live amongst them. That's why we burn fire upon all of these people. So yeah man, so however, by elevating criminals like Powell to the status of local heroes, modern Jamaican society betray the very principles. The violent actions of today's criminals do not reflect the values of bravery and resistance for our greater good that were championed by national heroes. Instead, these individuals perpetrate a cycle of violence and exploitation that harm the very communities they came to protect. Because black people are kill black people, and we're totally against that. Furthermore, the glorification of criminals has devastating impact on the youths of Jamaica. Young people seeing the power and influence wielded by local dons and gang leaders are often drawn into a life of crime. believing it to be the only viable path to success and respect. This cycle of violence and criminality is a direct affront to the values of community, respect for life and justice that Jamaica's ancestors fought so far hard to uphold. The police, as seen in this incident involving Powell, are often caught between their duty to enforce the law and societal reverence for those they pursue. When criminals are seen as heroes, law enforcement officers are viewed with suspicion or even hostility by community members, making their work even more dangerous. In cases where shootouts like this occur, law enforcement is often blamed with calls for investigation by oversight bodies such as INDECOM, Independent Commission of Investigation, regardless of the clear threat posed by criminals. And we just pray that's one of these days that, some of these people work at INDECOM, yeah man, them end up by departure alone, courtesy of criminals them. Because these people, most of them, they hate the police and them love the criminals them. Jamaica only place where people revere, celebrate, laud and love criminals. So this tension between law enforcement and the communities that venerate criminals creates a significant barrier to reducing crime. As long as individuals like Powell are celebrated rather than condemned, the police will continue to face an uphill battle in their effort to restore peace and order. And you have to understand it has to be a collaborative effort. Jamaican people in our whole, especially ones who live in these so-called poor communities, they don't see no other way but kill other people and take them things. Robbery, murder, I had an idea. The killing of Andrew Powell by police should serve as a wake-up call for Jamaica. The culture of glorifying criminals need to be dismantled. That's why we say we don't like them. If the country is to move further, Jamaica's rich history of resistance and triumph against oppression is being undermined by the continued reverence of individuals who commit crime and violent acts and exploit their communities. For real change to occur, there must be a collective effort to reclaim the values and respect for life, justice and community that define the nation's ancestors. Jamaica must honor its past by rejecting the glorification of criminals and instead uplifting those who contribute positively to society. Only then can the country hope to break free from the cycle of violence that has plagued it for so long. So we see right now, even in Jamaica, yeah man, Vibes Cartel them have on we not we call Rising Star or them thing in Jamaica. So that's where we reach now. We are criminals. Vibes Cartel is the man responsible for kill at least over 100 Jamaicans, That's the way former Commissioner of Police said. Who in Ellington. He said it when he was Commissioner of Police. How we get our country, we have to fight for it like hell. And it's all have to do with the mind. The next generation. Because this generation and the one after me last. Them worse than my generation. Yeah, because them nothing no go. Mother there with mother and daughter have the same man and all them things. They have pitney for the same man. And that will reach. So the next generation through education. So we have faith in our woman name, Favour William. So have yourself a beautiful day. And we say what? Powell, yeah man, happy riddance. And we want to say some more work day with you to go to the departure long. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.